Eureka. Kate Mulafalcha, welcome to Irish Granny Helen. And gigantic welcome back, Gerald of Tarot Stash.
Hello.
We had a little, what do you call it? A sabbatical.
There you go.
Just a small sabbatical. Gerald is back from his break, and it's show and tell.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So so the last time we were together, we were talking about Jeffrey and I were going on a quilt retreat.
You don't hear that phrase too often.
I know, and it's great. By the way, hello, Minx and Chris, Elemental Cartomancy. It's good to see you.
How did you know that was Chris?
Because I know Chris from Elemental Cartomancy.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say it's because of your psychic.
Because I hear voices, and they're telling me to have what is it? What's the drink, Chris? It's not something brew. Anyhow,
okay.
And so what I was doing is I was specifically going to work on a fabric painting.
Yeah.
That I have commissioned. Here's the inspiration photo.
Okay. Where is that?
This is and it's Merced River in Yosemite Valley.
Oh, Merced.
Yes.
No? Okay. Maybe.
Merced?
MERCED, the Merced.
Okay, that's how that's the correct
I'm guessing that's a place, so I don't know.
Oh, and Chris said iron brew.
Brouhaha.
But anyhow, so this is the inspiration photo. And all of the work that I did previously, I have taken out and I've restarted it. So this is where we are with it now.
Oh, wow.
So I've been working on the mountains.
Yeah.
I'm pleased with the mountains. They're looking pretty good.
Yeah, I have a suggestion. Maybe do a U-turn and make that Mount Rushmore and be sure to include space for Donald Trump.
Who?
Donald Trump. He wants a space on Mount Rushmore.
Good
Lord.
I'm
not kidding.
All right. Well.
So how do you know where to start? Like, it looks like you're doing layers and the mountains are the very backdrop.
Yes, I'm doing layers. The mountains are the very backdrop. And what's weird about this is because I told Helen backstage, and I didn't show her this, I'd gotten to a fairly good point.
Yeah.
But I was doing it differently than what I normally do, and it wasn't working out. I actually have a couple of videos on my channel about the progress, because what I was doing at that point is I was doing these mountains separately, I was doing this green section separately, and then I did all of this separately. That's not how I normally work, Helen. I have no idea why I was doing that.
Is that a waterfall or just a white stripe on the mountain?
This is just the mountain. The mountain.
It's just the mountain itself. It's the kind of rock or whatever. Yeah, I kind of I can't see well. So did you make them separately independent of the
yes
itself?
and I have no idea why I was doing that. I don't normally work with that.
You temporarily lost your mind, but that's
I temporarily lost my mind. So this is what I'm working on. What I have that's going to be happening here is I'm going to be adding some more lighter colors and some green.
Yeah.
I'm going to be putting some overlays of dark here to sort of level that out.
Right.
And then I'm going to continue moving down. So
I have such respect for you for doing that, for anybody who can translate something visual into something three-dimensional in the sense that you can hold it. I know that it's like artwork of any kind like that just is so impressive. How do you do that?
Um, I don't really know, but
When you go up close and you look at a painting and you realize that it's really an optical illusion. You know, a lot of
mhm,
the detail in the
yeah,
painting from a
oh yeah,
distance is just spots and bits, you
yep,
know, and
yep,
it's
yep,
astounding.
yeah. And so I will work on that. But in the meantime, because I stalled on it. Sometimes this is what happens when you're working on something creative.
Yeah, that's true.
There's a slight stall. So what I did was is I worked on another piece, which is right
Linda.
here. This one is finished, and this is
Whoa.
something called Mom's Poppies. This is my friend Jamie sent me a photo. And so this is about 27 and a half inches by about 7 3/4 inches.
Beautiful.
So, and this is much more aligned with what I do. So,
It's beautiful. It's very oh, I don't know. Who does it remind me a little bit of you know, Van Gogh or somebody
yeah,
like that. It's just beautiful.
yeah. And so I did
I
some,
like the close up. Wow, the
yeah,
detail.
so I had a lot of fun with it. There's
So are those poppies are actually three-dimensional?
yes.
Oh wow. Oh, I love that.
I don't know if you can see that.
Would this be a wall hanging?
Yeah, I'm going to be sending it to her, and then it'll probably go into a shadow box mirror
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
or shadow box frame.
Yeah.
So,
That
yeah.
that's so good for the soul, isn't it? That creative outlet.
Oh yeah, definitely,
Do you get
definitely.
lost in it when you're working on it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Or do you do what I do? Every free moment I listen to a book or I listen to a podcast.
Well, I have been trying to make sure that I put more of a focus on being creative.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's more important. It's very important for everyone to do something creative these days because creativity is not being encouraged. So I am very much saying
Now we're doing our best here.
yes,
Yeah.
do be very creative. And so I have a couple of other things in the works, and it's just been fun. It's been a great deal of fun.
Do you take commissions? I mean, these are for friends, right? Do you actually do it for hire?
The mountain one that I showed at the beginning, that is a commission piece.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but the interesting thing is, Helen, and I'm trying to show more on my channel my creative process.
I think it's great. Yeah.
And I do that and I'm trying to do that with more tarot and sharing a little bit of what goes on
Hmm.
inside Gerald's
Hmm.
brain. Be scared.
I was going to
Um,
say that echoing cavern.
yeah, yes, yeah, the super ball that gets shot out of a cannon and bing 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 bing. But so I've been sharing some of that and the
Hmm.
creative efforts because it makes me happy. And I think sometimes there's a lasting to it. It's a creative process. It's just a snapshot in the timeline of creating this artwork, this
Hmm.
piece. It's not specific to a subject or a topic or a time period.
No, it's the process itself, and I think it doesn't matter. I mean, what you're doing is beautiful, but for anyone who thinks, oh, I couldn't do that, it doesn't matter what the end product is necessarily. What matters is the process, because the actual act of being creative, it
Yes.
transports you. They've done studies. It actually puts you in a hypnotic state. It's
Mhm.
good for your blood pressure. It's good for your
Yes.
frame of mind. It's just good for you.
Yes.
There's a hilarious conversation going on here. This really distracting. Suggestions about where exactly located on Mount Rushmore Trump should be placed. And I'll let you draw your own conclusions, but somebody called it moons over Marlock.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Too
gosh.
much, too much. Okay. I'm going to show you. By the way, thanks for showing that, because
Oh, you're welcome.
now we all feel unproductive. No, I'm kidding.
No, no. And see,
I'm kidding,
well, and
I'm
what's
kidding.
interesting, Helen, is
Mhm.
I have really been, I mean, you and I, the last time we were together, we did a creativity conversations.
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh, um, and I have really enjoyed doing more of those because it's the more we talk about it, we normalize it, and it's okay for people to be creative and to see things differently than what they might
Mhm.
have before.
And there
It's
are so
a
many
lot of fun.
different outlets for it too. It doesn't have to be needlework. That's just one.
Yeah,
And there's a great variety of needlework.
yeah.
There's
Well,
embroidery,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it can be gardening. And I'm not talking about weeding, because who wants to do that? But, or arranging what you're going to plant where, what they look
Hmm.
like visually, and
Yeah.
maybe like a scent garden or an herb garden or whatever. And
Hmm.
then there's the whole creative arts that include, I don't know what you would call them, practical arts, I don't know, like sculpting clay and
Sure. Yeah.
painting and
Hmm.
drawing. I'm very, you may not know this about me, but my son-in-law is an artist, like an
I
art
remember that.
artist,
Yeah.
and I'm completely floored by the stuff that he does. It's just incredible. And mad respect for people who do anything like that. The hours and hours and
Oh,
hours he
yeah.
puts into it. Yeah, just ask my daughter. No. So I finished the ponchos.
Yes.
I had to mail them because it was their birthdays. But
Hmm.
here's how they turned out. I don't know if you can see that. Is that light
Yeah.
too
I can see it.
annoying?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
it's good. It's good.
They're kind of overlapping, laid
Uh
flat.
huh.
I solved the problem of the fringe. I steamed the living daylights out of it
Yeah.
with an iron, and I was really nervous. So here. Remember, I told you I felt it was too small. They were too small. They kind of are. They're good right now, like today. But if they
Hmm.
grow at all next week, they're going to be too small. And the hell of it is, my granddaughter just turned 11. I made us, and she's completely normal, average size. I made hers a size 14, and it
Mm.
is barely big enough. My grandson, I made true to size with the numbers on in the yarn, like the gauge and stuff,
Yes.
corresponded to the pattern, corresponded to the measurements in the pattern, corresponded to the physical measurements my daughter took, and it's still too small. So we got it worked out. I have enough yarn. I'm going to make an adult woman size for my granddaughter, and she's going to give hers to her brother, and
Hmm.
he's going to give his to a close family friend's little boy who's, like a cousin of theirs, kind of,
Yeah.
So it's all good, but frustrating.
Did you actually check your gauge?
Checked my gauge a million times. Everything was
Okay.
perfect. And I rounded up his size based on his age. And I asked my daughter, send me the actual physical inches, the measurements of these parts of his body. And when she sent them, they absolutely corresponded
Okay.
to that size.
Hmm.
So in theory, it should have worked. I don't know what was wrong. Right kind of needles, right kind of yarn, perfect gauge, perfect matching inches,
Okay.
and still both of them were too small. So I'm thinking it was the pattern. And I
Could
think
be.
that happens, right?
It
Pattern.
does. It does. Yeah. It does.
My grandmother, my sainted Irish grandmother, had a saying.
Okay. Helen froze for a second. This is a good opportunity to remind everybody to like and subscribe because it's free.
Did you
Okay.
see that? Did you see
I
what happened?
You froze, but now you're back.
Well, I thought that was my grandmother haunting me for invoking her name.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that weird? I don't know what happened, but here we are. So, what did you hold up?
Because you were frozen, I said everybody can like and subscribe because it's free.
Please. And I understand. I have heard, I don't understand it, but I have heard that if you even just put a little heart in the comments. You don't have to write anything if that's a pain. The little heart, it makes a difference. Do you understand that?
No.
Okay, good. Then I don't feel so
I'd
bad.
rather spend time doing fabric painting or talking to people online.
I know. So what have you been doing?
Well, wait a minute. Are you going to
What?
go finish up with your grandmother?
Oh, I didn't realize I got cut off
Yeah,
at
you
that
got cut
point.
off. I didn't hear any of that.
Oh, okay. She used to say, a poor workman blames his tools.
Oh, okay.
I love that saying. Um,
Yeah.
so what have you been doing? What direction have you been going on your videos?
Well, this month I have focused on having more conversations and doing creativity conversations and sh- saying hi to people and getting to share them. Selena, Essence of the Moon, was on my channel this past month, so I got to have a casual with her. I've got some
Oh, a casual. I like that.
casual. It's a chat that's casual.
Yeah, it's a little scary there, Gerald, because it's not lot. It's very close to the word chasuble. Does that ring a
Oh,
bell?
yeah, no, no, no.
I have to apologize to everybody. My eyes are bad, and I have a very hard time focusing on the words and reading them, and then coming back to the reality of the conversation. So just to reinforce that I'm so appreciative, and I'm not ignoring you. I kind of am, but I'm not. I'm not
Well,
ignoring
and Helen, bless her heart, has agreed to do a live with this instead of a recorded show, and
They call it
she.
alive because it's killing me. No.
Oh my gosh! So, but I've been doing that, and that has been a lot of fun. I have I have I have a Selena said, Essence of the Moon. We have a show every Thursday with Ramon and Bobby. Ramon has been on with Helen. He loves you, Helen, and asked me to sub to you.
That's so nice of him. I love Ramon. He forces the creativity
Oh
out
yeah.
of you.
Oh yeah.
He had me writing poetry.
Oh, and he's writing poetry, he's writing songs. He's publishing that. So I've been enjoying doing that. I have more creativity conversations coming up. Um, I have a creativity conversation with Deborah Zachow and Linda de Gonzalez about fear and
Oh,
what that
anything you want to
looks.
know about fear?
Yeah,
I'm your
yeah,
woman.
you're Irish, right?
Yeah, right.
So that's been great fun. And then I have some of the regular shows I normally have coming up. I have my caffeinated and unfiltered show. So that's fun. But it's been great just to have some conversations. And on Monday, I freaked people out because I circle punched tarot deck.
Yeah,
That, I actually took a big circle punch and I punched holes in it.
I love those. I just think they're great. They're great. And
So
you did it on camera?
I did it on camera.
Oh
And
God, it's like torture doing. I
I
mean,
know, and there were a few people who I was like going, because I was very upfront. This may not be for you. If it's not
this
for
may
you,
be too
look away.
graphic. Warning.
Yes, yes, yes,
Trigger warning.
yes,
But the end result is absolutely
yes.
fascinating.
Yeah,
It's really cool. Yeah,
it
I
really
love it. I
is.
think it's great.
Yeah. Thanks, Selena. And Selena said he does. He pushes me to be better.
Ramon, right.
Ramon.
Yeah.
And yeah, Selena watched that video. And it's a fun video. The one, and it was a series. I did 5 because I was specifically manipulating this tarot deck. I called it the Nested Tarot Project
Mm-hmm.
because I sanded it. I used steel
Oh my
wool
God.
on it,
God.
and so, but not everybody does that.
That's a
And
level of commitment that I just can't relate to, I can
well,
barely remember to take my tarot cards out of the box.
yeah. So it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So
Well, my goal, the creative part, I do with you, but my goal on my channel lately is I've sort of taken a sort of a little side road because people are very stressed out, and I can
Mhm.
only relate. So I was asking myself a couple of months ago, like, what do I do to? I don't focus on all this stuff all the time. I do the research, I make the video, and then I try to not, you
Yes.
know, I'm really into watching, not remembering facts, not being an expert, just watching and knowing, oh, I really like that. I don't remember the name of it. I don't remember who the actors were. I just know, did I like it or not? But watching very old movies, I'm really into that,
Oh, nice.
and into true crime. So I've been trying to, because I like the mystery, not the blood and guts. I like the puzzle. So I've
Hmm.
been trying to combine the two and talk a little bit more about old Hollywood crimes, you know,
Oh,
which is
uh-huh.
interesting. And I found an author. This is a little bit of a complicated story. I did a book about Marilyn Monroe, and we're tying up loose ends here in the next couple of weeks. The author has been kind enough to come and speak
Hmm.
with me, and has had a lot of things going on in his life that have kind of dragged the schedule longer than either one of us were looking
Sure.
forward to. But
Yes.
in the meantime, his daughter is also an author, and I covered her book on Dorothy Kilgallen, who had a mysterious death. She was a journalist and was researching a book on John Kennedy's murder when she died mysteriously. So
Mm.
that's been interesting. In the meantime, I discovered that Sarah Jordan Hines, is really into old Hollywood and old Hollywood mysteries. So we're going to start talking a little bit more about that on a more regular basis.
That's great.
Like, instead of just sitting and chatting about our favorite old film noirs or our favorite old early Hollywood movies, we're going to record the conversations. And
That's great. I love that. I
well,
love
it's
that.
a distraction, right?
It is. It
Yeah.
is. It
The
is.
other option is I could do a whole video series in Love After Lockup. I mean, what do you think? Are you familiar with Love After Lockup?
I am not. Is this about people who are dating people who behind bars? Well,
It's so bad. Oh my God.
dating, how you could date somebody behind bars, I don't know.
Well, I do understand the psychology of it. The psychology of it is, especially if you're a woman and you are corresponding, because they communicate back and forth by letter, prisoner looking for a pen pal, that kind of thing. There's an element of safety there. That
Sure there is.
person they can't hurt you from behind bars, but they also can't emotionally hurt you because they can't make any long-term commitments. They can't, not really, although some of them get married while they're in prison. They can't make demands on you. You're kind of in
Yes.
control and at a distance. But then they get out, and the television channel, follows them as their release occurs, and then how the relationship unfolds post incarceration.
Oh, interesting.
Oh my God. And I'm probably going to go to hell because well, for many reasons, but add it to the list. I enjoy making fun of them. And I
Oh,
watch with horrified
yeah.
fascination. To be fair, a lot of these people have had extreme trauma all of their lives, and
Yes.
broken relationships from the day they were born, and poverty and mental health issues, and then as a result substance abuse issues.
Mm.
And it all sounds so bleak and so horrible, but it's so foreign for me that it's kind of a fascinating sociological thing. And
Hmm.
that's the part where I'm going to go to hell, because people are not really objects of study and we need to be empathetic. But at the same time, it's very entertaining.
Yeah.
It
Well,
really
yes.
is.
There is a delicate balance about with stuff like
Thank you. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. I'm
I
teetering right on the edge.
You're
Yeah.
teetering right on the
Yeah.
edge, and I
I know
encourage
that.
you to stay on the appropriate side. Now,
Okay.
I'm not telling you what sign that is,
I know.
but
Well, just to reassure you, I'm not writing any letters anytime soon.
oh, well, yeah, I'm sure your husband wouldn't care for that. So, well, one thing that I watched recently, multiple people recommended it. It's the documentary The Quilters on
You know,
Netflix.
I saw it advertised. I was going to watch it before we recorded today, and I forgot.
It's okay. I watched it. It's not a long show. It's not a
No, it's
long
short.
video. It's
Yeah.
short. I don't know. Is it a half hour or
Oh, it's like
45 minutes?
45 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
noticed
short.
that.
I don't know if anybody who is watching this,
Let
if
us
you're
know.
watching
Yeah.
the playback, let us know that you did it.
Well, what did
But
you think of it?
I thought it was very touching because it is about these people who are in are they in maximum security? And what they do is they make quilts for people who are in the foster care system.
Oh,
And what's really fascinating, Helen, is they have to have a certain level of behavior to be allowed to do the quilting.
it's a reward kind of thing.
It's a reward.
Yeah.
I thought it was very, very interesting. The attention to detail that these inmates do and they work on with it, really, really intriguing. How they support each other.
Yeah.
They've got these deadlines, and they have somebody who is there who does the long arm quilting.
Oh, I was going to ask you, how did they learn?
Well, they actually have one of the other people working in the quilt studio teaches them.
And is that also an inmate?
It is an inmate, yes.
That's
And
interesting that they were able to find it. I mean,
I
everything's
think they were,
centered a male
yeah,
inmate that could quilt. That's
yeah.
incredible.
Well, and of course it's hardcore restrictions about each of them have to sign out the tools that they need,
yeah.
and then they have to be brought back in. So it's not just you're not just going to leave with the seam ripper or a rotary cutter, and so everything is monitored a whole lot.
Yeah.
Monitored very closely. It was fascinating, and I'm going to how can I there's a slight twist that
don't spoil it. Yeah.
There's a slight twist that happens that I'm like going, I really appreciate the fact that they left that in there. So
Hi, Dr. Ann.
Hi, Dr.
Ann, all the way from New Zealand.
Ooh.
This is the beauty of the internet, in my opinion. There's so much wrong with it. I complain about it constantly. But my one huge pleasure in the internet is that we can talk to people all over the world. And guess what I found out, Gerald?
What?
People are the same everywhere. People are just people everywhere. There's no such thing as borders and differences. Yeah. I've talked to people in Pakistan and Ukraine and of course New Zealand and Australia. I don't think I've ever communicated with anybody in China, but I talked to somebody in Vietnam.
Okay.
And people are the same everywhere.
Yes.
I wish we could all
I
wish we could all know that everyone could get the opportunity to experience that, because it's a beautiful thing. Yeah?
It is a beautiful thing. Yeah, Dr. Ann just said that.
It's a beautiful thing. I must have read her mind. That's hilarious.
Are you psychic or what?
I don't know. It's weird. I have that experience a lot with Denise. Denise Siegel is my friend, and I'll think something and she'll text me exactly the same thing, and it's a random thing. We haven't talked about it or anything. One day I was finishing a book that I was going to present, and I was on the last page, and I usually keep my phone turned off. I'm not surgically attached to it,
Sure.
but my phone lit up distracted me. I'm like, what's this? You know, and I look and it's a text from Denise. And she says in this text, apropos of nothing, you should really believe the author. She named him. Really believe the author of this book. He's the real deal. So I went, WTF. I
Yeah.
immediately texted her back, what are you talking about? We need to talk in person later. And as I texted the words, we need to talk in person later, she texted me, we need to talk.
I love that.
It's creepy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. But there are a lot of people like that here, don't you find?
Yes, and I think in the community, when whatever you want to call the community, there's this connection.
Yes. Yes.
But there's
How
also,
often do you do cards with somebody and you both pull the same card?
well, that happens a lot with me when I do shows. It's
Mhm.
just did some readings with Michelle Marie on Monday, and I think I don't remember how many readings we did. There were, I think, 4 instances where we, in 4 different readings, we pulled the same cards.
It's fun when that happens. You know, it's a real
Yes.
sense of connection. You know, Nate and I do our little news thing once a week, you know, current
Uh-huh.
events. We've gotten to the point where we're racing to present our lists to each other. We usually email the list because we want to call dibs on
Yes.
stories,
Yeah,
because
I
we're
love it.
constantly bringing up the same things, and it's not always obvious. You know, it's not always
Yes.
Gaza. You know, it's not always something that's in the forefront of the news. And it was hilarious. 2 weeks ago, we do a funny one, and it's the most difficult video we make because it's really hard to find lighthearted, non-political news. Just you end up, you know, cat stories all the time. It's
Yeah.
really hard. And we came up with exactly the same story, and it was weird. It was a little bit of an abstract story you wouldn't necessarily think. So
And
you just never know.
my apologies. I am looking at a friend of mine gave me a list of a couple of websites that are focused on positive things. One is
Oh,
called Fix the News.
oh, let me write that down. Because I'm pretty basic. I just I Google things like funny news, you know.
Yeah. And then I can email these to you if you want.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm so old school. I write everything down.
Yeah.
I go through reams and reams of these legal
Me too.
paths.
Yes, me too. Well, got this. The other one is called Reasons to be Cheerful.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. Don't
It's
tell Nate.
Nate, if you're watching this, Nate, if you're watching this, contact me.
He's away
Sarah
from home
Stash
right now. He's
email.
gone on a kind of a duty trip, so he
Okay,
probably isn't watching.
But if he watches the playback, send me an email. I had Nate on to talk about his tarot deck.
The Mystical Tarot of the Saints.
Yes, which is, and look, it's right next to me, which is what's really wonderful about this. Am I allowed to talk about this?
Oh, please do. We
Okay.
encourage
What's
it.
great is the cards are really nice. Images that are not always expected. What's brilliant about it is the guidebook.
Oh, I so agree with you. I've told him that a million times. That guidebook is wonderful.
Yeah.
Really valuable. The cards, they resonate with your Catholic childhood, Gerald.
Well, sure.
You know
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah.
And I love that deck for one card.
Which card?
The Empress, St. Helen.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
It was intuitive, right?
Yes.
So the big news is everybody needs to buy that deck. But the big news is he's coming out with a deck, an oracle card deck. and its theme is whales. I think it's the voice of
Oh,
the whales, the
interesting.
wisdom of the whales, and it's absolutely beautiful. Same artist, absolutely beautiful. And whales, the more they learn about whales, the more they realize that they're highly intelligent
Oh, yes.
and they communicate very sophisticated stuff with each other. And there's a doctor of some sort of technological thing. She works with NASA. She helps to create safe cockpits and psychological stuff for the astronauts, because there's weird mental things that happen to you when you look at the Earth from a distance in the sky.
Mhm.
It affects you.
Yes. Yes.
But the other thing that she's doing is designing a universal language based on all the different forms of communication of the animal kingdom.
Oh, how curious.
And she's teaching it to newborn infants.
Oh,
And the goal, to be able to communicate with our brothers and sisters.
there you go. Okay.
And this is like a bona fide scientist. I mean, she's,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I want to say Esoterry posted in the chat. Gerald, I'm an art quilter. I just subscribed to your channel. I'm
Thank you.
also
And
a
I love your
YouTube
name.
member on Helen's channel.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah.
I love that name. It's clever, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, it's great.
Yes. One of the other things that I was doing is some of the Hitchcock films are available on streaming now. They're on Netflix. Hashtag not endorsed, for entertainment purposes only. But I had a nice time rewatching some of the Hitchcock films.
What did you watch?
Well, I watched Rear Window, which is really
classic.
fascinating.
Yeah.
I watched Psycho, which is really, really fascinating. I also watched the film Hitchcock, which is the biopic of him.
Yes.
And Hitchcock, many people already knew this, but he was not nice to his leading ladies.
Oh, he was a real.
He was a
yeah.
twat.
He was a name that is a nickname for Richard.
Ah, there you go. So and then I also watched Family Plot. I watched North by Northwest.
Oh, I love that one.
And the Vertigo.
Can we just talk about Cary Grant?
Oh, he's charming. Yeah.
Oh my God, he's my favorite all-time male actor of any genre, any age group, anything. He could sing, he could dance, he could do comedy, he could do high drama and mystery, suspense. He was so talented. He was so pretty to look at. Oh my God. Just my opinion, perfect, right? His best movie, now this is going to be controversial. Bring it on. His best movie was the movie he made with Mae West. She Done Him Wrong.
I've tried to find that and I wasn't able to find it.
Oh.
On my streaming service.
Turner Classic Movies?
Well, I don't have that, so.
Oh, I think anyone can get it. I think.
Okay.
I think it's fairly available. I'm not sure. I don't think you have to pay for it. Maybe it's incorporated into other, resources, but it's all about, well, I don't want to spoil it too much, but let's just say he has this implied, we'll call it a flirtation with Mae West, who's a madam, and he is ostensibly like a Salvation Army guy, but there's a way more to it. I don't want to spoil it, but the heat between them, there's a scene in the back of a car where they're riding someplace, or a carriage, maybe it was old. The chemistry between them is palpable, like real life.
Wow.
It is incredible. They're so fun. There's such a twinkle in both of their eyes.
Sure.
Flirting back and forth. It's like,
sure.
Oh my God, would you like us to leave the room?
Yeah. I'm like, here, I'm not endorsing anybody having an after something cigarette or anything like that, but I don't know. I also okay. So the movie Psycho was based on a book.
Yes.
Have you read the book?
A long time ago. I don't remember anything about it. Who was the author? Do you remember? I did read it. I have to be honest with you, Gerald. Those kinds of slashery type things, like I don't like Friday the 13th. I don't like that. I don't
Yeah,
really like those kind of movies. I like the more
psychological.
Patricia Highsmith kind of movies.
Okay,
Strangers on a Train, where there's,
Robert
yeah.
Blah
That sounds good.
Peter Blah.
Well, you know
I'm
what I could do? I could look it up.
well, there's
Uh,
that, um, but I what was really interesting. Did you actually watch the movie Hitchcock, the biopic?
yes, yeah, I
Okay,
did.
and I thought it was thrilling when he decided that he was going to do this movie. And so the first thing he did, spoiler alert, is he bought every copy of that book Psycho,
So nobody would be
so
spoiled.
nobody knew the ending. And
Clever,
then, I mean,
clever.
very, very clever. And
And
then
you're right, Robert
Block,
Block.
okay.
Yeah.
And then the marketing of it was so fascinating of it. It's like,
He's not the one who used to hire nurses to be in the theater.
oh, that's part of what they said,
Yeah.
because it wasn't a Hollywood premiere. It was going to be premiered at several theaters, and Hitchcock sent a message to them. It's like, hire Pinkerton because there will be riots. And once the
Oh my
movie
God.
starts, no one is allowed to go into the theater.
Right.
And it's fascinating.
You know what that reminds me of? You're not old enough to remember this, but when The Exorcist came out,
Yes.
I was in college, and I swear to God, talk about mass hysteria. I stood in line for hours to get into that movie. A friend of mine from college and I went, and she swore she saw the devil jumping out of the screen, the devil's face. And she was quite a bit older than I was. She was a full on adult. And I thought, oh my God, she's lost her mind. There was such hysteria about that movie. Kind of reminds me of the Amityville Horror when the book came out.
Yes.
I was working in a hospital evenings. I would get off at 11 at night and I would go home, and you have to diffuse, right? You can't, just switch it off and on. A lot of adrenaline in a hospital. And so I would go home and I would read, and I was living with my younger sister. We had an apartment. I was sitting in the living room and I got this new book, The Amityville Horror. I almost died of failed kidneys because I was afraid to get up and walk across the room to go to the bathroom. I sat there all night. I was terrified.
It's such a
Oh,
good book. I remember reading that when it came out. And I was young enough not to be able to see it
you
in the
shouldn't have been
theater.
reading it. Yeah.
And I shouldn't have been reading it, but I
Yeah.
did. And so that's Psycho, I thought, was very, very well written. I would have gotten more out of it had I not seen the
The
movie,
show.
but
Yeah.
the show. But
The Shining.
the author did such a beautiful job of weaving together this story. I'm like, whoa.
I love that. What's
Yeah.
the most inappropriate book you ever got caught reading without being too graphic? What can you think of as a kid? What did you get caught reading that people were like, what?
What did I get caught reading?
Well, it can't have been too traumatic if you can't remember.
I can't remember. And what I'm thinking about is I actually think my parents would have been happy if I was actually quiet and not running around the house with so
Or
many
reading a
books.
book.
Or reading a book. Yes.
Okay, so I've got a great story.
Oh,
And
yes.
you're going to think I make this up 100%. I swear to God. Lightning strike me. This is the truth. 7th grade, Catholic school, catechism class. That's religion class, right? Baltimore catechisms. We're all sitting there.
You were hiding another book in it.
Yeah. You want to hear what book?
What book?
Rosemary's Baby. And here's the sad thing. The nun caught me, and boy, was I in trouble. I didn't get it. I didn't understand the subtext, the sexual subtext.
Oh,
I
okay.
was, young and dumb, right? I didn't get it. It was like scary. I would just like scary books, and it was a scary book. She was livid. Yeah, I got in trouble with my parents, but it's funny, they didn't preachify about the book. It was like, you need to pay attention in class.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That is a well-written book as well. That's also a
Right.
well-written book.
Was that
Yeah.
Irving Stone? Who?
I've 11. Ira
Ira
11.
Levin. Okay, one of
Yes,
those
I think
guys.
so. Yeah.
Okay,
He
yeah.
also wrote the book Sliver,
Oh, I don't
which
know that.
I read, which is interesting. It's about one of them one of the buildings that they build between two high rises. It's a sliver, and there's some.
I've never heard of that.
Oh yeah, Ira 11. Mm-hmm.
And I've never heard of that kind of building.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's so. It's a sliver. It's something
Right,
just in
yeah.
between, and so it was a fascinating story. It was
Oh.
a fascinating
Well, for
story.
any fans out there, Stephen King has a new book out.
Ooh, what's the title?
I can't think you come on. I knew you were going to ask me that. I actually have it sitting downstairs. It's been there for 2 or 3 weeks. I have not picked it up because I know that when I pick it up and start to read it, the world is going to come to a halt.
Yes.
I'm not, and I've got too much to do that's on kind of a deadline type thing that I don't have time right now to dedicate to a book. I am reading Erica Zhang's daughter, Molly Zhang Fast, has a new book out. It's autobiographical. It's called How to Lose Your Mother.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it's her personal experience with her mother going into dementia.
Oh.
And believe it or not, it's one of the best books I've read in a very long time. It's really good. It's very conversational. And it's interesting because there's a lot of history that I remember in it, from the 70s and 80s. So that's interesting too. And I like Molly John Fast. Her grandfather, Howard Fast, served time for a while for refusing to name names at the McCarthy hearings.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, he was a writer. Yeah. I think he did screenplays.
Dr. Ann said, The Life of Chuck by Stephen King or Never Flinch.
No, it's his new book. Maybe it's
Never. I think it's Never Flinch.
I think The Life of Chuck is from another. It's like a re-release. Am I right about that, or
the Never Flinch just came out May.
That's it. Never Flinch. The Life of Chuck. I feel okay. I don't want to be sitting here looking at okay, it's from a story. It's from one of his stories.
Okay.
Based on a book by Stephen King. Well,
interesting.
If it's been written by Stephen King, I've read
You'll
it.
be reading it.
No, I have read it. Yeah.
You've read it.
I have to say he's my favorite contemporary author, and that horrifies people because people have a lot of erroneous opinions about him. He's actually a very compelling author. He does wonderful internal dialogue and he does wonderful character development. Now, granted, his stories are odd. They're about odd situations. Mm-hmm. He's got a great imagination. Think about the story that he did about the Kennedy assassination. Are you familiar with that book?
No.
Called November 22nd, 1963. It's about a diner, like one of those old railroad car diners. But when you go into the back room at the end of the diner to get the supplies that are stored back there, you go through a portal and you go back in time.
Interesting.
And the guy who was aware of it and knew about it was dying, the owner of the car, the railroad car. And he told this one person about it. And the one person thought, I could go back in time and change anything in history. It's erroneous, that assumption. I could go back in time and change anything in history that I wanted to. I'm going to go prevent the Kennedy assassination. It's fascinating. It's really, okay. Yeah. And he always has these little twists.
Yeah. I always think, my criticism of Stephen King is sooner or later you have to show the monster. And he is so good at the internal dialogue and the build up, the character development. It's never as good as what I expect it to be because he's so enthralled me.
I get so much, I know this is so weird. I get so much pleasure from that tension, from that build up, from thinking about, this is relatable.
Yeah.
It's very relatable, right?
Yeah.
That the monsters are almost secondary to me.
Yes.
And that's what I hate about the movies. They're ridiculous.
The movies are especially bad about that. But again, books are always better. I remember reading Salem's Lot when I was babysitting. I had a babysitting job, and the kid went to bed early, and I was reading Salem's Lot. I'm like going, oh my gosh. And so, yeah.
I read Salem's Lot in college. I was in a dormitory, and my best friend is in the room next to me. Two girls to a room, but she was in the room next to me. And it was an old kind of Stalin era building, all cement blocks and stuff. And the windows, the big windows in the room with huge cement ledges were like a footpath, So and she had given me the book. She'd already read it. So I'm sitting in bed late one night reading Salem's Lot. And I get to the part where the kid is dead and he's at his friend's window trying to get in, and all of a sudden there's scratching on my window, and Helen, I'm your friend, let me in. I almost gave birth to kittens and then I wanted to kill her. Oh my God, she scared the liver out of me. It was terrible. Somebody was at the fundamentalist family hiding the tarot cards.
Yeah.
Nobody in my family knows I do this.
Yeah.
Then you probably could blackmail me. Threaten to tell them. Now I understand. Completely understand.
Well, and I think Stephen King is an amazing storyteller, just flat out. And I read the book on writing, which was very fascinating.
A good book. You know what his single most valuable asset, his characteristic, I believe, is his work ethic.
Yes.
Up at the same time every day, right, for a certain number of hours before breakfast, and just, nose to the grindstone. That's self-discipline. That's very hard to do, and it pays off, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to think of the other books that I've read. I have one I haven't started to read yet, and I wasn't going to read it. But when I heard her interviewed, I thought, oh my God, I have to read this book. Not My Type by E. Carroll.
Oh, okay.
Hilarious what I heard her talking about. She talks about Alina Habba, the lawyer.
Okay.
Oh my God. If it's good enough, I might cover it, but it's kind of hard to cover a book like that because every line is a punchline, and it's hard to summarize that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I find my personal time for reading books purely for entertainment is impinged upon by summarizing books every weekend for my channel. And I don't begrudge it because I pick books I like to talk about anyway. But, so many books, so little time.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Taking notes slows me down. Okay, go ahead.
Well, but that's also why you're also always engaging that part of your brain. You're listening to a book, you're listening to a podcast.
Yeah.
So, and for me, I have found I'm unable to work on a fabric painting whilst listening to an audiobook. I can't do it.
Oh, interesting. You need to devote your full attention.
Yes. I need some good music also. I think the rhythm and the music helps me to stay focused in that area. So
when you were a student, what kind of an environment did you need to do your best studying?
My best studying? This may surprise you. I actually needed a very clear table. I needed it silent. and I needed a good overall light so that I could see. I'm not one of these task lighting people. I am a make the whole room bright.
That's interesting because I did not know until I was an adult about learning styles. It's a brain thing, right? And I found out about it after fighting with my children because we homeschooled, and
Mhm.
it would drive me insane. My oldest daughter always had to have music playing and would dance around while she was supposedly learning. Now, I need complete silence, isolation, total focus. I can't have music in the background,
Yeah.
can't have the television on. My husband has to have music. I can't do it. I cannot focus.
Yes.
If I'm reading a book for fun, I can't have the music on in the background. Drives me crazy. My daughter, the opposite. She needed that movement and music. Well, she's a kinetic learner,
Mhm.
opposite of me. And guess what she does for a living? She's a dancer,
Ah,
dance teacher.
yeah.
So what? Yeah, because it skips a generation. But she was a foreign sort of learning style, and I have other kids that had completely different learning styles. Some people need to read it and write it down to remember it.
I
That's
actually
me.
had to do that a lot.
Yeah.
So stacks and stacks of scrap paper.
Yeah.
I'm writing it down. I'm doing the problems over and over and
Right.
over again, just to get it to register.
So I was when I was in college, I was in a major I really had no business being in science. That's not really how my brain works, but I was disciplined. So I did okay for quite a while. I faked it, right? And so this is in the old days, we would go to class to a lecture and we would tape record it
Oh,
and take notes, listen to the teacher, take notes, and then be tape recording it. Bring the tape recording home, rewrite the notes, and incorporate the tape recording, everything you might have missed,
yep.
and then memorize it because it was heavy on facts that needed to be memorized, like anatomy class and stuff, and memorize it, and then write my notes by memory. And if I could do that, I could pass the
You're
test.
good. Yeah.
As soon as I had to actually understand something, I was screwed,
Yeah.
Different styles, learning styles.
Well, and it once I figured that out, it was easier for me because when I was in high school, I was, coming from a big family and being the youngest, there were three of us at home most of my junior high and high school time period. And mom and dad would always want something. So I never had that uninterrupted time.
Yeah.
I got that uninterrupted time after they went to bed at 11:45.
Yeah.
So
you were up half the night doing studying.
I was up half the night doing the study.
But at least you did it. I have to interject here. Dr. Ann.
Yes.
You made that last name up. Mahaley. Blah, 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 blah. What is that
Psychologist
name?
who wrote about this.
Is
a
that
state of flow.
Is that Eastern European of some sort? What is that?
I don't know.
I think that may be one of the hardest names to pronounce I've ever seen. I wouldn't even attempt it. Zementaha. Oh my God. What a name, huh?
He's Hungarian.
Oh, okay. Huh. Well, that's a mouthful. University of Chicago. Oh.
Well, so one of the other things, just to tell you, I mean, you may find this fascinating. I have been a diabetes clinical research participant.
Oh, we call that a guinea pig.
Yeah, well, yes, I actually call it a guinea pig too. However, I have been a research guinea pig since 1988 for diabetes and type control of diabetes.
So are they experimenting with dietary things or?
Actually, no. This is one of the most well-known diabetes research trials. about tight control of diabetes, multiple forms of
Oh,
insulin,
different.
multiple
Okay.
injections,
Yeah.
frequent testing, getting
Diet, exercise, all that
diet,
stuff.
exercise, getting the A1C down to a certain level consistently to reduce the long-term complications.
How low do you have to get it?
Well, in the trial, it was 6.0. That was the overall goal.
That's
I
a
that's
challenge.
Yes, I never got to 6.0 in the years that I've been there. I got down to 6.3. That was the closest that I ever got.
That's really good.
It is very good. But now, anyhow, entertainment purposes only, but they're continuing to follow us. There was a group of, I think, 1,400 in the cohort in the study group. Now there's about 1,000. So once a year I go for additional testing. I did that in earlier in the month.
Do they pay for it?
They don't. It's basically there's two things there's several things that happen. One, I'm a guinea pig for something that's changed the way diabetes.
Yeah.
How diabetes
That's valuable.
Yeah, it's very valuable. But also, if there's an issue that shows up in the testing, I find out about it, and then my doctors get informed about it.
Well, you have the benefit of being monitored on a regular basis,
Absolutely.
right? Yeah,
Absolutely.
that is really important. It doesn't happen
Yes.
enough. Yeah.
Yes, and
Yeah.
so we went up, and now what they're doing is they're looking at, because this has been going on since 1988. What is that? What, 30? No, is
It's
that?
as old as my daughter. One of
Yeah.
my daughters.
Okay. So it's quite a few years, and it's been great. What they're looking at now is they're trying to determine things: is it aging, or is it diabetes related, or is it a combination of the two?
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
It is very, very interesting.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Well, when I was in school, this is kind of an indication of the way things have gone. Now you have type 1, correct?
Mm-hmm.
When I was in school and we were taking, I don't know, must have been physiology class. That's where they teach you all the biochemical stuff, they brought up type 2 diabetes. Now, for YouTube purposes, I'm repeating something that I was told in a class in 1973, 1974. Times have changed, but this is what the olden days is what they believed. They said to us, type 2 diabetes is so rare. You may never see a case of it in your entire professional life, but if you do see it, you'll see it in old people. Don't worry about it. It's dietary. Don't worry about it. It's rare. Guess what? So my husband, this is actually part of the story. My husband discovered that his blood sugar was ridiculous, which, donuts and danishes and for breakfast and ice cream and there's no talking to him. I wasn't surprised, but his A1C was like 14, 15. It was really, I know, redlining, right?
Whoa.
In a year, he brought it down to 6.
Very good.
He changed his diet and he started occasionally taking a walk, and very occasionally taking a walk. But it is doable with lifestyle changes. It's just the discipline. Yes. It's so hard. It's very hard. Yeah.
It can be very challenging. Dr. Ann had said, that's so awesome, Gerald. You are participating in that. You will help so many people in the long run. As an academic, it's always a challenge to get study participants. Absolutely. And I basically did whatever they wanted me to. They,
like what, for example?
Well, during the first part of the study, once a month, I would drive 2.5 hours to the facility to go through testing, overnight testing.
Oh my God.
And so I did that for 16 years.
Are you kidding me?
So something like that. And at one point, because this is such a good cohort, you know, there's other studies that are wanting to get, oh, would you be willing to have your participants do this? At one point, I did have a skin biopsy taken from me. That after that was done, the 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 people doing the study had said they will never again have something like that done, something that invasive. So it's like they basically they took a plug of skin out of me so that they could research with it and do, and I was like,
Well, at least they
okay,
didn't ask you to volunteer a limb,
yeah.
you know.
Well,
Oh my
but so
God.
it's very interesting, and it was one of those things that when I found out, I was very fortunate. I was about 18 months into being a diabetic, and I got involved in this study. So I was very, very.
Oh,
It
you
was
prevented a
perfect.
lot of the secondary
Yes,
problems, right? The
yes, yes,
complications.
yeah.
Wow, wow.
So,
It's so interesting. Don't read that last comment from Dr. Ann because I don't want it to go to your head.
huh.
You
Well,
are truly fabulous. That's incredible
what's
dedication.
what's interesting is I was pulling up some research. I was doing a little bit of research about short-term memory loss for type 1 diabetics.
What was that again?
Yes, exactly. Um, and what I found was very interesting is the search results came back with both of the aspects of the study that I am involved with. And I'm like going, okay. So it was very interesting then.
Oh, so you got some insight into your own short-term memory loss or what?
I don't remember doing that, but no. But what I found it was very interesting is that this study it was referenced when I asked this question last month. It's like,
Oh, and you were part of it. Well, that makes
yeah.
you kind of diabetes royalty. That's exciting.
Or as Wilford Brimley would say, diabetes.
Oh. Oh my God. So you are pretty much, wouldn't you say, guaranteed almost to be able to forestall those complications like losing toes and,
Well, that's part of the goal, yes.
yeah,
But
it's scary.
but here's the interesting thing is every human body is different. It
Yeah.
has similarities, and the choices that we make on the daily do impact.
And genetics.
Mm-hmm.
I think we don't give enough credit or blame to genetics sometimes, given.
Well, and this year they were doing some. Should I stop talking about this? Is this okay?
No,
Okay.
hey, I'm all about medical stuff, so I'm
Well,
all
they were
in.
doing
Go ahead.
they're doing tests to see about the flexibility of my vascular system and my
Because
blood
we should
vessels.
tell people when you have diabetes, one of the side effects is that you get what's arteriosclerosis, hardening of the arteries, right? They
Yes.
lose their pliability. Yeah.
Yes. And they're also, I'm putting that up there just because. But
Yeah,
also,
we're just chatting. What do we know?
we're just chatting, everybody.
No
Just
advice
chatting.
here. Yeah.
Don't do anything based upon what we say. Have a cup of something, relax. It's okay.
My favorite two words, Hagen and Das.
And chocolate, correct?
Well, that's a category.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay.
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 But so they were doing a deep sonogram of my heart. They were doing,
Ooh, yeah.
something with the um yeah,
Ultrasound, cardiac
yeah, the
ultrasound.
ultrasound.
Yeah.
I am not pregnant. Go figure. That was what the technician
That'd be
said.
one
They were
ugly
done.
baby. I hate
Yeah.
to say.
But it was, what's fascinating about it is when this stuff happens, I'm watching it and I'm like going, whoa,
Yeah,
look
I
at
know.
that.
I
It's
know.
like, holy mackerel. Some of the technology that is available out there,
It's incredible.
it's incredible. And at one point she's doing something, and then she, it's like they need it with color or something like that, and she hits a couple of buttons and it goes from the green screen.
Yeah, they watch the blood flow in it. There's different colors of the blood. Yeah, bizarroid,
It's
huh?
like it's like really, and really, when I first started, they would take pictures, photos of the back of my eyes. Now they do it with machines. They do scans. This is back in the day when we first started. They were taking slides of the backs of my eyes.
Oh, slides, you mean photographic slides?
Yes, photographic
I'm
slides.
thinking, slides
Like
to look
a
under a
microscope.
microscope.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But it was, and that was an interesting thing because it's like, okay,
That's
fascinating.
because you can diagnose certain disorders by the small blood vessels in the back of your eye.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the eye doctor looks at it. So when I had my children, you mentioned ultrasound for pregnancies. When I had my children, they were just coming out with that with my first child. By the time I had my last one, it was ubiquitous, except I was a hippie and I had home births, and my midwife and I were not into that for various reasons, right? And so I never knew what gender I was going to have until baby came out and we
Mm-hmm.
inspected the plumbing, right? Since those days, they have these new imaging techniques. It's like high intensity, high visibility. I don't know exactly what they're using, but the babies all look like butter sculptures. Have you seen them?
I've seen a few of those. Yeah.
Oh
Like, whoa.
my God. I'm glad I didn't ever have to see that. I just feel like, ooh, that's scary.
But yeah, back then, Helen, they didn't have that technology then.
Not at all. And to have an ultrasound, I remember my best friend got pregnant early and had to go have an ultrasound. And I didn't know if I was, worried about school. I wasn't paying attention to that. But she was describing in great detail the ordeal of having to prepare for it because they would not let you use the bathroom. You had to
Oh
drink
yeah.
gallons and gallons and gallons of water. And it had something to do with being able to distinguish between the uterus and the bladder. I guess when I think about it now, I guess that's what it was. But she was just in agony, and I thought, oh, I'm not getting pregnant anytime soon. Thank you.
But yeah,
The bad old days. Well, are there any other health issues that we should discuss in our knitting class? What are you knitting right now?
I am. I knew you were going to ask that. I am knitting on another circular hat. I was teaching my friend. This is just one of these circular hats.
Love it.
Last time we were together, I had finished this.
Yes.
I have not yet tied it together because I have been doing fabric paintings.
Yeah, well, that's okay. You need a break, right?
Yes. So I also met with my friend who I'm teaching to knit. She went on a 2-week vacation. She had a knit for, purl for rib scarf that she was working on. I get a text from her with a picture that says, "This is wrong. I don't know what I've done, and I don't know how to fix it." And what had happened is she basically dropped a stitch.
Oh, and then it screwed the pattern up.
Well, I think she slipped the stitch instead of knitting it anyhow.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can just ignore it and we'll look at it when you get back. So she didn't. And I said, ask anybody that you're with if they know how to knit.
Yeah.
What's interesting is when people, when you ask, does anybody know how to knit? People are like, well, I learned how to crochet once, but that was a long time ago. Crochet and knitting are two different things.
Yeah. And you know what? I cannot learn how to crochet. I've had 50 people try to teach me how to crochet, and I just end up with ball and knots.
Yeah.
isn't that funny? And I can knit, but I can't crochet. So last we spoke, I was working on those ponchos, and I
Yes,
showed you the picture. They're done.
they're
And
beautiful.
I had put down a project in order to make them for birthdays. Time was of the essence, right? And I was working on socks. Remember that? So
Yes.
I had one sock done, and I had started the second sock, set it aside. So last night I thought, oh man, I have my knitting conversation with Gerald tomorrow. I better have something to show. The teacher will be mad. And I went and got the begun sock.
Yes.
And I thought, I don't have in the middle of the night, I do not have the brain power right now to figure out
Of
where I
course not.
am on that pattern. So I started a circular hat. Because you
Yay.
can do it without thinking. But look at this
Yes.
yarn. I love these variegated yarns because it looks like you've made all this effort to
Yes.
get colors to coordinate. And no, it comes that way. So this is super bulky Lions
Very nice.
yarn.
Mhm.
What's it called? Super woolies or
Okay.
something like that. And it's oh wait, do I have the label right here?
Oh, this is a first.
All right. Wait, maybe it's not Lions. No, it is. It's Lion brand woolies, thick and quick.
Thick and quick. Okay.
And one of the beauties, it's a size 13 needle, so it's really easy to have see progress.
Yes.
And it's nice and soft, really warm. I make a million of these because I live in a cold place, and everybody needs hats, right?
Yes.
I always have a few stockpiled as, oh, I didn't know it was your birthday. Hang on, I've got something for you.
Yes.
Yeah. But it works up really fast, so you feel like you've accomplished something. And it's very simple pattern. It's just you do a band, a rib band,
Sure.
and then you just do for this. I know you know this, but this is for
Oh yeah.
all of our pupils out there. We've taught them nothing. Anyway, that's what I'm doing when I am distracted and when I need to pay attention. I'm working on the sock, but I'm going to start again, I think, on a larger poncho. I'm really sick of looking at that, but okay.
Yes, but you've done it twice, so now it'll be second nature.
No, aren't you the optimist? No, if there's a way to, this might be encouraging for everybody. If there's a way to foul up a pattern, I'm your woman. I will come up with the most creative ways and get a third of the way through a project and go, oh, this is wrong. And then struggle for like a week to try to figure out what exactly I did wrong.
Yeah.
And I took your advice and I read the whole thing ahead of time. But learning styles, I'm the kind of person who has to do it. I can't just read about how instructions. I have to actually physically do them to get the point. And I have to do them wrong, apparently, before I get
there you go.
how to do it right. Yeah. So all of it's good. It's all good because it's the process. It's a meditative state. It's creative, but it also challenges your skills as far as like dexterity, right? Hand eyes.
Yes.
I think knitting is the universal cure-all.
I think the more people, if they would knit or do needlepoint, something along those lines, I think it activates a different awareness or a different engagement.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it does.
So yeah, I mean, because I when I'm working on a project, I don't have to think about it, and I am able to just knit.
You're on another level, Gerald. I have to give it my full attention. I can barely watch 90 Day Fiance and knit. I have to really pay attention and go back and redo things. And if I lose focus at all, I mess up in very creative ways. So I think you're next level. That's for sure.
Wow.
My mother taught me how to embroider when I was 6. She was expecting my brother, and I did a cross stitch bib that 6 years old. Everybody thinks when you're 6, you're not capable of anything. And that's not true.
No,
That bib, my oldest daughter wore that bib.
I love that.
Can you believe that?
Well,
And-
it's yeah.
Good.
You had mentioned embroidery because I had recently picked up some used books about embroidery. It will help me take some of my fabric painting to the next level.
Oh, that's interesting.
So
Because what? Color creativity or texture? I mean, what is it? Because embroidery is very different from fabric.
because I think there's an opportunity. It's like on something like this.
Uh-huh.
Let's see if you can see. Because on this, I was using yarn to add what
Texture.
would be the
Yeah.
stems.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Thank you. So what would be, there's an opportunity for me to go, oh, if I learn how to do this stitch, it would add this level to it.
Yeah.
I could do that.
The effect is so beautiful. I saw a video. Funny you would mention this. I saw a video yesterday. I stumble on these random things late at night. And it was, how they have these videos where they show funny texts, wrong number texts. Okay. So
Yes.
this is in the same basic idea. This is my article of clothing that has this terrible hole in it, and this is how I fixed it. And it's creative stitchery, and people decided to embroider over flaws in clothes, stains, missing sections, whatever. People are so talented. Oh my
good, isn't it?
God. This is the first time I ever embroidered, and it's a beautiful thing. A couple of people had sofas that the cat had gouged all the way to the frame.
Uh-huh.
And they repaired the arm by embroidering that whole part of the sofa. Gorgeous works of art. Just incredible.
Yeah.
There's nothing that can't be fixed without the use of a knitting needle and embroidery yarn. Boy, it's incredible. Yeah. Well, I guess we should probably release all these poor people back into the wild,
It's been wonderful spending some time with you and getting caught up. And
I'm so glad we did.
We'll
I feel the same way.
We'll figure out another time in August to do this.
Yeah, August is tomorrow.
We'll figure out another time in August to do
That's
this.
Scary, isn't it? My life is flashing in front of my eyes. It's just really scary.
Oh,
anyway, I want to thank everybody for joining us. It's really fun, and I hope people don't feel like I've ignored them. I try. I swear to God, I try. And thank you, Gerald, for helping so much with that. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And let's see if we make any kind of progress when we get back together.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Goals are important.
Goals.
Thank you, everybody. And we will be back. And Slanga Foil and Slancha.
Bye.